Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Abdullahi Ali Ilmi, and I'm a student at Open University of Malaysia, which facilitated Simad University in Mogadishu, Somalia. And I'm very glad to get this opportunity in Somalia. So I'm thanking to Simad University for giving us this opportunity, for making us this opportunity. We are Group 3. So after thanking, we are Group 3, and we are consist of three members: Ibrahim Omar Muhammad, Abdullahi Ali Ilmi, Iman Abdullahi. Our course name is Project Management, and we are Master of Project Management, and also we are Semester 1. And also our assignment is in project management, and our facilitator Abbas Ahmed Muhammad. Um, as introduction, our team and thanking. So I wanted to presentation or make presentation our assignment as introduction. So we are starting our introduction. Uh, there are 9 goals in our assignment. So we choose goal 6. We talking water, clean water and sanitation. So as it's important to us to get our clean water in our our country or district or different districts in our country. We focus on and or choose to do borehole drilling project in district Hiran district, especially Chalalakse Hiran states, especially Chalalakse district. So our project name is borehole drilling project, and the main aim is to our project is to respond water shortages and improve water sanitation in Chalalakse district here in Somalia. Also, our project include borehole drilling, as you see introduction, construction of a tanky, and to establish a water network through the pipeline system, or building parties of the borehole drilling. It's consists of many parties, as you now complete action. We wanted to do complete borehole drilling in Chalalakse Hiran to currently Hiran Chalalakse community face water poor water and poor sanitation. So the water scarcity in this district face caused many disease. So it's important to us to fulfill borehole drilling project in Chalalakse district. In addition to that, the community people use river water, and it's not clean. It's not clean. So there is traffic and water poor sanitation, and it causes different disease. And so we wanted to focus on our project to fulfill this. As we chosen the project borehole drilling, background of the project, as UNESCO estimated in 1990 around 85 million people affected the world affected world like a basic water sanitation facility. As so the scarcity affects more than 150 of the world's population. So you see the effect of the scarcity and the danger of the scarcity of water in the world, especially Somalia. You know, it's tough and so many traffic and lack of the water. You know, many districts is so dangerous at the side of the water, especially Chalaxi, when we compare when we parallel other neighbor areas. The community in this area is low income community, particularly unplanned settlements such as Chalaxi are frequently given the lowest priority in terms of water provision. So Chalaxi residents have been suffering for years because they have to get water from the long distance from their homes. So uh, we support to purpose the project to reduce water shortages in Jalalaxi by drilling borehole and implementing water pipeline system in that district. So we go to the project charter of Jalalaxi borehole drilling led by TOS NGO was designed to construct borehole in that district. This will be make easier to availability of the water of the residential community in that district. The project is sponsored by the UNICEF and supported the TOS NGO to fulfill this project. The total duration of the Jalalaxi borehole drilling project will be 6 months from the January 2022 to June 2022. The total budget proposed by the NGO for the Jalalaxi borehole drilling project is 81,300,000. The project manager is Abdullahi. It's me, and I'm very glad to lead this project. The project will be benefited by 500 households of Jalalaxi community or residents. After implementing after implementing the project or finishing the project, we will call the board for the community, and we will be handed over the project when we complete and finish, and we will hand over to the community leaderships. So after hand over the project will be stay in there. How we will how and we each month the beneficiary households will be charged 0.5 per meter cubic to maintain the running cost of the borehole. So the the very important point will stand here. The Somalia is a difficult environment to work in, with the numerous risks to project implementation, and also as result is critical to ensure that the context specific threats and risks are considered, and that there is a plan and a strategy in place to deal with and mitigate them. Also, we are in the project charter, so we go to the general project objectives. General project objectives of this project is to establish a community borehole water supply project for water supply in Jalalaxi town, Iran, Somalia. And a specific objectives of this project is to establish borehole to enhance water availability in Jalalaxi town, to increase water sanitation and hygiene in Jalalaxi town, and to respond water shortage in Jalalaxi town. Statement of work. We come to statement of work. Location of the work is to Chalaxi district in here in Somalia, central of Somalia, you know. It's situated on the Shabelle River between Bulapurti and Johar. The majority of that community in this district are farmers, while others pastoralists. Some really contaminated river water, while others must walk long a long distance to get water. So the scope of the work is one borehole drilling will be constructed in this project. Firstly, construction will be made to expert will construction co- firstly consultation will be made to expertise of this field, and also group of expertise will have made comprehensive survey to determine the area of availability to get water. After that, the borehole drilling will be started using rig. As you know, rig the implementing to put in or getting water. The next step will be construction of the borehole. After finishing the construction borehole, water network pipeline system will be made using pipeline system. This will eliminate the time that the people have been spending to get water from far places. Uh, Also, period of the performance of this project will be January 2021, 2020, June 2022, or it will be 6 months from the January 2022 to June 2022. Project deliverable after finishing this project, after planning and strategy of the borehole drilling, the project deliverable in implementing Charalaxi borehole drilling project. The following deliverable will be performed: survey of the survey of area availability of water, borehole drilling, borehole construction, and water networking pipeline system. And the last step is project handover to the community. So uh, so and the next step, I will lift it to my friend Ibrahim, Umar Muhammad, and I'm welcoming to suggesting to us the next section of this assignment. Thank you and welcome again, and see you again.
And thank you, Mr. Abdullahi Ali Ilmi. My name is Ibrahim Omar Muhammad, and I am one of the students of OP University Malaysia with partnership of Simad University here in Somalia. I'm doing another program of Master of Project Management. This is Project Management Assignment, and I'm semester 1. The facilitator is Master Abbas Ahmed Muhammad. This is a group assignment, and we are group 3. And the first part of this assignment, our team member Abdullahi Al-Ilmi and has already explained it, and I'm resuming the next part of this assignment. This is work breakdown structure of this project of Jalapsi borehole drilling. This project consists of 6 deliverables, and each one has some specific tasks. The first deliverable is sensation of the community and has 2 sub-activities. The first activity of this deliverable is to have a meeting with the community, and the second is to meet Jalapsi Water Sanitation Authority. The second deliverable of this project is survey of the area of available water and has 2 activities. The first one is select a consultancy to evaluate the site of the drilling the borehole. The second activity is the development of hydrogeological tools which are necessary to get a site which is suitable for the drilling the borehole. And this activity has 2 subtasks which are list of professionals, and the second is a stockholders meeting for the selection. The third deliverable of this project is borehole drilling and has 3 activities. The first one is select of the pump, the second is renting a rig, and the third is digging the borehole. And the first activity of selection of pump has 1 sub-activity which is hiring consultancy for the selection of the pump. The fourth deliverable of this project is borehole construction and has 2 sub-activities which are excavation and the building the tank. The fifth deliverable is water networking and has 2 sub-activities which are supplying the pipes, and the second is distribution of water pipes. The last deliverable of this project is the handover of the project to the community, and these are the all project activities. And this table shows or demonstrates the overall project activities, the duration, and the resources needed in each activity. As you can see, the table consists of up to 5 columns. The first is objective. Also, it can be said deliverable, output, activity, the duration, and the resources needed. And the first activity, which is to have meeting with the community, has a duration of 5 days. The resources needed are people and stationery, and the output is monthly meeting conducted. The second activity has the duration of 5 days, and transportation costs is needed, and also the output is 170 household member attended. Also, this activity, which is selection of the consultancy, has duration of 3 days. People and stationery are needed as a resource of this activity. And also development of hydrogeological tools and takes 5 days. Tools, fund, and consultancy are needed. Also, listing of professionals takes 1 day, and also stakeholders meeting for the selection takes 2 days, and these people and stationery are needed. On the other hand, this activity needs human or people, and the output is 1 professional select. This activity, which is selection of the pump, takes 4 days to complete, and consultancy and fund are needed. The output is 1 pump selected. Also, hiring consultancy for the selection takes 8 days, fund is needed. Renting a rig takes 15 days, and fund is needed. The digging of the borehole takes 37 days, and tools is needed. This activity, which is an excavation, takes 6 days, and fund is needed. and the output is one borehole with 5 meters tall tank built, and this is the output of this activity. Building the tank activity takes 15 days, and tourists, fund, and employees are needed. This activity, which supply the pipes, takes 20 days. Cost of transportation, tools, and employees are needed. Also, distribution of water pipes takes 50 days, and this is the largest activity because it takes the largest duration of all these project activities. And the last activity, which is the handover of the project, it takes in 5 days. Invitation, bikes, and drinks are needed as a resource. This is the critical path method chart, and it shows how the activities of this project are related to each other. I mean the sequence of these activities. Here we have 15 activities from A to O. The first activity of this project is A. The second activity is B, and as we can see, there is no two parallel activities in this diagram, and all activities can start when another activity completes. And when we look this diagram, all activities in this diagram are critical except those 3 activities which are C, D, and H. This means these activities has some flexibility since they have slack of 7 days, and this means if one of them delay some days from its timeline, it cannot affect the overall project completion time. This is the critical path from A, P, I up to O. This table is a summary of the critical path method, and it demonstrates the processor, early start, early finish, late start, late finish, slack, and whether it's or not critical and of each activity. And activity A has an duration. And activity A is critical because it has 0 slack, and this means it's in the critical path. It starts in the 0. Its early start is 0, means it's the first activity. And activity B also has 0 slack, and this means it's a critical. Activity C has slack of 7. This means it's not critical, and it has some flexibility. Also, activity D has slack of 7, and it's not critical. And activity E has 0 slack, and it's in the critical path. Activity F has 0 slack, and also it's in the critical path. In activity G has 0 slack, and it's in the critical path. Activity H has slack of 7, and it's not critical activity, and it has some flexibility. Activity I has 0 slack, and it's in the critical path. From this up to the end, which N has 0 slack, and those in the critical column, yes, they are in the critical path, and those has no, and they are non-critical activity. This column is the predecessor, and it shows the predecessor of each activity. And for example, activity A has a 0 predecessor, and activity B has predecessor A. Activity C has the predecessors A and P. Activity D has the predecessor of C. Activity E has the predecessor of B and C. F has the predecessor of E. G has the predecessor of F. Activity H has the predecessors of B and G. Activity I has the predecessor of G. Activity J has the predecessor in I. Activity K has the predecessor of J. L has K, which is the predecessor of activity L. And activity M has predecessor of L. And activity N has the predecessor of L and M. And this is the summary of critical path method chart, and it clearly demonstrates and the all contents in the critical path method diagram. This table shows the project cost estimation, and it indicates the cost of each activity in the project. Those columns we have already explained, and I'm explaining only this column. And the first activity of this project, which is to have meeting with the community, has a cost of $5,000. And this activity, which activity 2, has cost of $3,000. And this activity of selection the selecting of a consultancy and cost is $2,000. This also is deployment of hydrogeological tools costs $2,000. Listing professional cost is $1,000, and stakeholders meeting for the selection cost is $2,000. Selection of the pump cost is $5,000. Hiring consultancy for the selection of the pump cost is $500. Renting a rig cost is $15,000. Digging the borehole and cost is $20,000. Excavation cost is $4,000, and the cost of this activity of building the tank is $6,000. Supplying the pipe cost is $3,800. The distribution of the pipes cost is $10,000. And the last activity, which is inviting of the stakeholders in the time of the project handover, cost is $2,000. The next part of this assignment will be resumed by the third member of this team of Group 3, Iman Abdurrahman. And welcome, Iman.
And I will talk about the section of procurement management of project, how to manage it, criteria of supplier selection, as well as the type of contract and approaches. So project procurement management is all about the creation and maintenance of relationship with external resources needed to complete a project. Procurement is the act of obtaining goods, supplier, and service. A project procurement manager communicates with vendors to buy, rent, or contract products and services needed to achieve a project objectives. The manager is the one whose role is to supervise and coordinate all procurement operation and activities, included what needed and when so on. Also, he must assure that team understood very well, specifically when the product is needed to complete to complete the project and schedule it. Suppose our project is the water delining implemented in Jalalaqsi. Those are all items that are required to get. As you see the table and below, it is clearly divided items, names, purpose of all of it, and time needed to receive. For example, BAM, ring, sand, cement, all those are items are necessary to complete in this project. Now there are different types of contract included: full-time or part-time contract, fixed time or fixed term contracts, agency staff, freelancer, and etc. In this project, contract type is firm fixed, which is to purchase all the items required in Jalalaqsi Bihol water deline. The project manager has decision to determine the type of item, quantity. These are quantity, service, and delivery date. This is cost procurement proposed total 25,800. These are the criteria manager uses to select and awarding the contract to select in Jalalaqsi Bihol drill project. Number one is based on their past performance of the company and its capacity. Number two is about quality side of the product and their offer. Also, one of the most important is the price. And lastly, the speed and they can deliver the product and after purchase, whether they daily or delivery on the time. After bid analysis on the above the criteria, Tayo Construction has been chosen to supply item needed for this project, which cost totally 24,100. As you see, the items have been supplied and project manager approved as the delivery order. Project procurement management encompasses the process used for making sure procurement is successful. Jalalaqsi Bihol Drilling project was a project designed to reduce water shortage in Jalalaqsi by drill Bihol in that district. The project was implemented by Tayo NGO and sponsored by UNICEF. During the project, 81,300 has been spent. There has been successfully implemented and benefited by 500 householders. The Bihol has been handed over the community. Finally, not giving in too much money and advance and the power of the regulation and are the lesson learned from this project. Thank you so much.